Hello and welcome to Crypto Exposed. Pundit says currency reset needed for XRP to break $50. Dismisses $10,000 forecasts. Interesting. Very interesting. Okay, so I did just take a quick look at this just to see who this was in regards to, because I was obviously intrigued. And this is actually in regards to Rector, very prominent XRP YouTuber and influencer. And yeah, like I find this quite interesting because I'm pretty sure he's one of the people who's advocated for XRP going to like $10,000 and beyond in the past. So quite interesting to see him saying this here. But look, one thing I will say is, you know, people can have changes of heart, right? People can maybe find new information which can change their opinion. So I'm not necessarily going to just, you know, say, hey, what's going on here? Like maybe, you know, through his research now, he's maybe changed his mind and, you know, he's no longer spouting the $10,000 predictions. I'll be honest with you, one thing I will say, like, let's take the currency reset out of the equation right now. I'm glad that he's kind of dismissing the $10,000 theories because I think more influencers need to do this. I think they need to be looking at stuff way more realistically than just saying it's going to go to $10,000. Like I keep seeing these kind of videos and I really do think it's a bit irresponsible, in my opinion. I think, you know, to be giving such high price predictions and yes, you can say, okay, they're going to do XRP is going to take, you know, derivatives market and it's going to take the cross-border remittance market and stuff like that. But the thing about all this is that even when you're giving these kind of predictions, right, you've got no guarantee what kind of market share they're going to take. So when people say, oh, you know, it's going to take over Swift, please understand this. There's no actual guarantee that Ripple will take over Swift. Just understand that, okay? I'm not saying that it won't happen. I'm not saying that it's not possible. I'm just saying that it's not a guarantee. I mean, look, let me just say this, right? If Ripple was going to take over Swift, don't you think people would have done that by now? Like, don't you think people would have seen what XRP can do and how much it can reduce costs and how fast the transactions can be? Don't you think everybody would have been flooding to XRP already at this point? I mean, I understand that we've had a lawsuit, so I get you can kind of point that out, but there's other countries that are available to use XRP. And you haven't got absolutely every single bank utilizing XRP, right? So this is the thing that I have here. And, you know, there's actually been previous videos where they've actually spoke about XRP and they've said, hey, we don't necessarily have to be in competition with Swift. Maybe we can help Swift. Maybe we can work together with Swift just to better Swift as a whole. So it doesn't necessarily have to be that they're going to try and take over. It could be that they work in conjunction with each other. And that's still great. And this is the thing. I think people have got this kind of all or nothing mentality. And it's because, you know, the $10,000, of course that sounds appealing. Of course that sounds way more interesting, right? Like that's the kind of stuff that you're hoping for. That's the euphoria. So I understand it, but you've got to try and be realistic, guys, because that's the kind of stuff that's going to kind of have your head in the clouds and potentially make you miss out on the real good price action, right? Because let's say XRP just got to let's just say it got to $10. If you guys are saying, well, I ain't touching XRP until it gets to $10,000, and it's like, oh man, like you've got the opportunity here to make some real good profit. You know, it could be life changing for some people, but it's like, oh, I'm not selling till it at least gets over $10,000, and then you could just completely miss the boat. Or you're waiting for this $10,000 and it's like, how many years are you willing to wait, right? Like maybe if it is going to get to that kind of prices, it could be many, many years from now. So it's like, are you willing to wait like 10 years, 5 years, you know, like, or are you going to take the opportunity now where if let's say a bull market comes in next year and everything's going well and XRP is going to like prices of, let's say, you know, $5 to $10, are you going to take that kind of opportunity? Or even $20, right? Like, and this is where I'm just trying to give you guys more realistic, grounded expectations. Because this is the thing, right? You could sell your XRP and buy back in. It's not like you have to necessarily be, once you're out of XRP, that's it. We've seen how the market works. It goes up and down. So, you know, it could be a thing where in the bull market, it gets to like $5 to $10. And when the next bear market comes, it goes back down to, let's say, like $2. So you could say, okay, well, let me just take advantage of this right now, this bull market, and sell right now. and then I'll just reaccumulate when it goes back down to like $2 or $3. Do you see what I'm saying? So it's not like the be all and end all in terms of if you do take advantage of some of the price action that happens in the short term. I'll tell you the truth, I intend to do that. I'm not saying I'm going to sell all my XRP, but I definitely intend to sell some in the next bull market, and I'm not expecting it to be going to $10,000. So, you know, for me, I'm not waiting on those kind of prices. But I really do think making your expectations a bit more realistic will help you to take advantage of the circumstances when the price is right, okay? But let's get into the article and then we can discuss this a little bit further. Prominent media personality and XRP enthusiast Rector expressed skepticism that XRP could hit $10,000, noting that a currency reset is necessary for the asset to even break $50. According to Rector, a crucial prerequisite for astronomical price surges to such a level is a currency reset and debt restructuring. Rector's recent sentiment has triggered varied responses from the XRP community. A currency reset is an economic measure where a global entity reevaluates and potentially alters the value or peg of its currency in relation to other currencies or assets. On the other hand, debt restructuring involves modifying the terms of existing debt agreements, often to alleviate financial strain. Both these actions have far-reaching implications. Rector asserts that these actions would be necessary for XRP to register any meteoric rise. However, the media personality holds a more conservative estimate for when these actions occur, setting a target of $50. Responding to Rector's skepticism, the official X account of the media entity MoFit outlined a belief in the possibility of a $10,000 XRP. The viewpoint hinges on a scenario where XRP becomes the favoured cross-border payment currency worldwide, facing little to no competition, and substantial tokenization occurs. However, the account acknowledged that this scenario relies heavily on the unpredictable inflation rate and regulatory developments in the United States. XRP at $10,000. Interestingly, the $10,000 price forecast continues to dominate the XRP community. Recently presented by pseudonymous influencer Bit4Coins, he cited XRP's potential role as a global bridge currency for CBDCs. In addition, another notable XRP community influencer, MacAttack, also made a case for an XRP rally to $10,000. This prediction stemmed from chart analysis carried out by prominent chartists. Despite these $10,000 predictions escalating, most community members have dismissed them, dubbing them mere fantasies. For XRP to hit $10,000, it would need to rally by 1,991,138% from its current price of 50 cents. It's essential to note that Rector also championed the idea of a $10,000 XRP on his YouTube channel in December 2021. He delved into XRP's design and its potential to handle trillions of dollars in daily transactions. Rector presented a whiteboard explanation proposing scenarios where XRP could reach 4, 5 or even 6-digit values over the next decade. His calculations were based on XRP's role in settling payments in SWIFT, a major player in international transactions. While Rector's $10,000 XRP forecast garnered attention, he acknowledged then that the projections were speculative and not financial advice. Okay. So let's get into this then. Right, $10,000 XRP in my opinion isn't realistic. I don't personally see that happening. I agree with most of the XRP community. I do think that it's a very extreme point of view. I really think that is way too high. However, do I still think XRP has the potential to hit like 3 digits? Absolutely, yeah. And the thing is as well, when we talk about this kind of stuff, what a lot of people don't understand is you've got to think about time frames, right? Because when you're thinking about like $10,000, okay, let's say it was to hit $10,000. First and foremost, what would be the circumstances of it hitting $10,000? So, for example, if we're in a situation where we're in hyperinflation, well, what does that really matter? Because if it's in hyperinflation, everything's gone up along with it. So it's not really realistic. It's just in line with everything else. Okay. And secondly, what's like the time frame, right? Like, how long are we talking? Because if we say, okay, yeah, it can get to $10,000, but in 10 years or 15 years, it's like, well, you know, like, I understand with investing, you do think long term, but I'm very aware that many people who invested in XRP, you're not thinking that long, right? You're really not. And this is why I say, in my opinion, take advantage of the current types of price action, like take advantage of the next bull market. Why wait 10 years? Like, you could have like however many bull runs within that time frame where you could like sold your XRP and brought back in 2 or 3 times before it even gets to those kind of price points, right? And keep making money as it keeps hitting new all-time highs. So this is my thing. Like, I do think the $10,000 thing is unrealistic personally, but I still think there's an amazing opportunity in XRP. I'm an XRP holder, so please don't get this twisted in any kind of way. I am an XRP holder. Like, I am bullish on XRP. But this is the thing for me. I don't need to hear like the $10,000 stuff to get excited. I don't. Like, I can hear 3 figures and still get excited. I can hear 2 digits and still get excited. So for me, I know what the potential is from a realistic aspect, and I'm going with that. And all it is just, guys, you just position yourself accordingly, right? Like, I think this is the thing. People have this dream of wanting to be able to buy like 1,000 XRP and be like, oh, I'm going to be a millionaire now. Like, I've just got to wait until it hits $10,000 and then happy days, I'm like a multimillionaire. And that's where I think this is why I did this channel, because it's like, guys, look, maybe buy more. Maybe don't just hinge on the fact that it's only going to go to $10,000, because if that doesn't happen, an XRP, let's say it goes to like $50, well, at that point, you're kind of priced out, right? You're not going to be able to buy nowhere near as much as you could if you was buying right now. And this is why I would be saying, like, this isn't financial advice, but it's like, maybe be thinking about it from more of a conservative approach so that you can be buying accordingly, but with a lesser target in mind. So you've got enough XRP so that even if it gets to a lower figure, you can still make the kind of profit that you want to make, right? Now, I can't guarantee where XRP is going to get to. This is all speculation like everybody else. But in regards to him saying about the currency reset, I'll be honest, I'm not really sure I even agree with that, to be fair. Like, I don't think that's the only way it can get to $50, in my opinion. Not at all. No, I don't really agree with that. Like, let's just say, let me just give you a scenario. And this is obviously my own personal speculation, but let's say we're in a situation where we've got a bull market going on, okay? Let's say prominent banks start utilizing XRP, so it starts coming out like, you know, places like Bank of America, JP Morgan, Deutsche Bank, like these kind of big banks say that they're using like XRP and stuff like that. To me, that alone would be enough, in my opinion, to maybe get a rally going on. You know, that's what I would think. And I know a lot of people are going to be like, oh, well, look, you know, we got legal clarity and that didn't do much. But guys, remember, we are in a bear market. Just remember that we are in a bear market, and also understand this. At the current point in time, XRP is following the whole market, which is basically Bitcoin. Bitcoin leads the way right now. So if Bitcoin drops, everything drops, XRP included, okay? Now, yes, some coins drop more than others, that is true, but the whole market has been affected. So that's just what it is. It's not like it was just XRP that dropped and all the rest of the market was fine. Then yeah, I would be like, oh, that's a bit worrying. You know, but that's not the case. So for me, when I look at that kind of stuff, if I'm hearing that Ripple are making these huge partnerships with banks, and, you know, even like the CBDC role, like let's say they start getting more CBDCs going and central banks are utilizing XRP via that. Those kind of scenarios, things going on for XRP, I do think that would rally the price. But not necessarily to like $10,000, but I do think it can go into like double digits and stuff like that. Now, again, this is my speculation. Like, of course, I could be completely wrong, so I completely acknowledge that. But I just don't think that it has to be that only setting for it to get to that kind of price point. I don't think that's... The thing for me is when you start talking about stuff like the currency resets and stuff like that, like you kind of get into like the conspiracy theories of, oh yeah, the government are going to do this to then get XRP and put everything on the XRP ledger, and it just goes kind of down that rabbit hole, and I'm really not with that. What it really comes down to is supply and demand. It's that simple. That's what will drive the price, supply and demand. If the supply is low enough and the demand is high enough, the price will go up significantly, right? So to me, that's the simple basics of how this works. I can't really put it any more simple than that, and I think that's what will ultimately drive the price. So that's my opinion. In regards to Rector no longer, championing the idea of $10,000, yeah, I was pretty confident that he had done a video in the past speaking of those kind of prices. Look, I don't know what's happened to change his mind. Maybe him being in the crypto space for a bit longer, maybe he's done more research now, which has made him change his outlook. I don't know for sure. Is it maybe that he just spoke about that stuff to get an audience, and now that he's got an audience, he can maybe be a bit more realistic with how he's doing his predictions? I do not know. If that's what the case, then obviously that's, that is shady, but I'm going to give the benefit of doubt here because I do not know him personally, so I'm not just going to say he's a con artist or anything like that because I don't know. He might just genuinely have believed all that at the time, and now he's been in the crypto space longer and done more research. He's now changed his opinion, which, everybody's entitled to do. So I can't really say much in that sense. But yeah, overall, I think in terms of the currency reset, I'm not necessarily agreeing with that. But yeah, it is good to see that he's being a bit more realistic with his price points, because I do think the general community do need to hear that more, because there are members of the community who are very much stuck on this idea, and for me personally, I do worry for them, because I think they really might mess up their investment. They really might mess up this opportunity, and that's what my concern is, and that's why I have this channel. I know it's a small channel, but I try and just be a voice to be out here to give you guys grounded expectations, and that's what I'm trying to do. That's what I'm striving to do. So, what do you guys think? XRP going to $50 due to a currency reset or debt restructuring. Do you think this is realistic? Do you think this is something that needs to happen for XRP to get to $50? Are you someone who follows Zach? Are you someone who likes his content? Do you agree with his general opinion here? Or do you not agree with this? Do you agree with myself more and say it's more down to just general supply and demand, and think XRP can get to these kind of price points without debt restructuring or a currency reset? And again, are you not a fan of Zach Rector? If not, tell me why. Is there anything that's happened that makes you not agree with him? Let me know your thoughts, guys. I'd be interested to hear. Thank you very much for watching this. If you did like it, please remember to drop a comment, like, and subscribe. But until next time, take care.